What is going on, Pokemon fans? Welcome back to Polywar's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're doing a what-if scenario. What if Gyarados, instead of being a water-flying Pokemon, was a WaterDragon Pokemon? It's one of the age-old questions ever since Game Freak came out with Pokemon Red and Blue. Why is Gyarados known as a water-flying Pokemon and not typed as a WaterDragon? Does that make him overpowered? Does that make him super powerful? Does that actually wreck the game? What is the reason why? Well, we're going to find some of that out today by going through and playing through with Gyarados as a WaterDragon Pokemon. It will pop up as soon as I load the ROM. And speaking of the ROM, I do want to thank another YouTuber named Speedrunner0218. Go check his content out if you like Pokemon videos. He does very good Pokemon content. He helped me modify the game so Gyarados was WaterDragon. We are in the slow level up rate, which means we'll initiate a strategy called the Rare Candy strategy, where every time we find a Rare Candy, once we're at low experience points, like if we just leveled up, we'll give another Rare Candy and kind of help it progress through the game, so we can pace well with the game and not fall behind levels. HP is 95, attacks 125, defense 79, speed is 81, which is only one more than Magikarp, special is 100, and a critical hit rate of 15.63. If you look at the top right corner, if you can see it, Bite, Dragon Rage, Leer, Hydro Pump are the 4 moves we start the game with, and then later we can add Hyper Beam, we have some TMs, Body Slam, Thunderbolt, Blizzard, Ice Beam, Water Gun, Fire Blast, I don't know why we'd ever use that, Surf, etc. So we have a handful of good moves, and the reason why this Pokemon, people always thought this, is one, it gets Dragon Rage via level up. The only other Pokemon that gets Dragon Rage via level up, guess who? It's Dragonite, the only Dragon Pokemon in the game. Also, Gyarados has no wings, and also has no flying moves. So why is this Pokemon considered water flying? There's a couple things in this playthrough. So I've played through Gyarados twice on this channel. Once was whenever I started out with Magikarp, leveled up all the way to Gyarados, and then proceeded and beat the game. And then I did a Versus series about a year and a half ago with Poliwrath versus Gyarados. And Gyarados comes across mainly 3 major problems in this game. One is Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge is electric type, and water flying is 4 times weak to electric. So he hits you with anything, you're basically done. He's gonna knock you out. The second problem he comes across is Koga. Koga, you just don't have a great move for Koga. And in the Versus series, Poliwrath obliterates Koga because it has access to Psychic and Earthquake. Gyarados does not, so this is why I usually don't like to keep around the move Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump will be a move that's going to be like boom or bust and give us an option to win this battle pretty consistently because it's so powerful. It's usually 120 with its power. It's 180 with stab. So that's something we got to consider. And then the other battle that we're really going to have a problem with is Agatha in the Elite Four. There's nothing great against Agatha. None of her moves are super effective. The only thing we can really do is mimic Hypnosis and put Pokemon to sleep and hope that works. So that's really what the Pokemon has going for it. It really only has 3 problematic battles. And does its typing really fix that, switching it? I don't think so. But I think the typing, and you're going to see this in the video, actually adds another problem. So let me know in the comment section down below if you think you know what that problem is whenever we switch from water flying to water dragon. What other problem does that create? Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this playthrough. As we load up the ROM, you're going to see we switch from water flying to water dragon. Then we're going to face our first battle against our rival. Our rival's name is Reggie. We named our Pokemon Gary. We gave our rival a Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur goes down to 1 hit. Very easy, super easy, barely an inconvenience. And we move right into our second rival battle. Now, this Pokemon has a huge advantage having Dragon Rage early. Dragon Rage does 40 damage no matter what. So if you have less than 40 hit points, you're going to get one-shot, which is what happens. The entire early game, all the way through most of actually Mount Moon, is just us one-shotting people with Dragon Rage. The only problem with Dragon Rage, you don't have a lot of power points. But we get the win over our rival, move right into Brock's gym. We're going to face the Million Light Years trainer first. He's going to come out with a Diglett. Diglett will outspeed and hit us with a Scratch. We're going to go for Dragon Rage 1 and Dragon Rage 2. We have 2 Dragon Rages left. We timed this perfectly, and we just move right into our Brock battle. Brock will come out with a Geodude. That'll go down to 1 Dragon Rage. Very good. And then we have Onix comes out to 1 Dragon Rage as well. Goes down. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. We beat Brock. Wakanda forever. And that moves us right into Mount Moon. Nothing special in Mount Moon. We did pick up Water Gun, a Rare Candy here, and an Ether there. But now we're facing a super duper nerd protecting his fossils. Dragon Rage will 2-shot the Voltorb. One-shot the Voltorb, 2-shot the Grimer, and now we're going to 1-shot the Coughing. This means he's going to share his fossils with us. We're going to take 1. We're going to take the Dome Fossil as per tradition. All hail the Dome Fossil. I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, now I think of it, go ahead and ask. Comments are great for that YouTube algorithm. Moving us into our next battle against Misty. We're right under 8 minutes, and we're going to 2-shot the Staryu. So close to a 1-shot. It was so close. And then Starmie will go down to 2 shots as well. Like I said, 40 damage no matter what. So we get a pretty easy win over Misty. We're going to grab a new move, which is Bubble Beam. That'll replace Water Gun. And that transitions us right into our next rival battle, rival number 3. Pidgeotto comes out, and we should be two-shotting Pidgeotto with Dragon Rage. We contemplated Bite for a second, but Dragon Rage will be a two-shot, very good. Abra comes out. Bite is a physical move, so it'll do a little more damage to Abra than maybe, just a normal one. I don't know the range. And then we're going to go for Bite on the Bulbasaur, knocks it out. And we also knocked out the Rattata. Pretty easy win over our third rival. So it really hasn't affected the rival battles yet, having this change. And now we move right on to the SSN. Now, we are a good physical attacking Pokemon. Our physical attack stat is amazing with this Pokemon. So we're going to go ahead and go in here, and we're going to two-shot the Nidoran, and we're going to add another physical move, Body Slam, to replace the Bite. So this will give us a really good physical move going into our fourth rival battle. And the fourth rival is going to come out. As per tradition, he has a Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto will go down to 1 Body Slam, very good. Eradicate comes out, quick attacks us, 1 Body Slam knocks it out. 1 Body Slam will knock out the Kadabra, and we have Body Slam on the Ivysaur. Very easy win, very convincing win. Now, usually we would not go right into this next battle, but we're going to. Like I said, because we do not have the weakness to Thunder, or electric moves, I should say, like we've had, we're going to go right into this battle, and we're going to Body Slam our way through it, and we're going to hit right here by a nice big Thunderbolt, and it doesn't do that much damage at all. We tank it like a boss, knock out Lieutenant Surge. So one problem we were concerned about or worrying about was being able to last against Lieutenant Surge, and that has been confirmed. That switching the type does make Lieutenant Surge pretty much obsolete, and that moves us right into Boom to the Hiker. Bubble Beam will one-shot every one of his Pokemon without any kind of issues at all. Very good. We beat the Hiker. We're going to move right on to the game corner. We're going to talk to this guy who's standing in front of a poster. We're going to obliterate him. We didn't add anything else to the team yet. We can add Ice Beam at this point in the game, but we decided not to do that yet. We don't need Ice Beam. We kind of need Hydro Pump. We need Bubble Beam. We kind of need those things, and I didn't click on the button, so I'm a dum-dum here. We go and click, and we go right through this door, and we go face Giovanni. Giovanni will come out, and we are going to one-shot all of his Pokemon. Onix will go down to 1 Bubble Beam. And then Rhyhorn will go down to 1 Bubble Beam as well. And the last Pokemon, Kangaskhan, we may not one-shot Kangaskhan, but if we hit him with Hydro Pump, we're going to one-shot him. Yeah, there we go. So we get the one-shot, we knock him out, and that moves us right into our next battle, which is against our rival in the Pokemon Tower. And he's going to come out with a Pidgeotto still. It's not Pidgeot yet. It's getting there. It's getting there. Getting close. We're going to go for Body Slam, and it should be a one-shot on the Pidgeotto. Very good. Gyarados is a two-shot. Very good. And we didn't add Thunderbolt at this point either. We could have, but we didn't add Thunderbolt. And we're going to go for Body Slam. We should have gone for Bubble Beam. No big deal. Body Slam still one-shots, and then Ivysaur goes down to 1 Body Slam as well. That beats our rival in the Pokemon Tower, and we're going to move right on to the next part of the game, which I believe is going to be Koga. Koga comes out. Now, Koga is like what I said earlier, one of the pain points for this Pokemon. Hydro Pump will one-shot if it hits, but not on the Muck. So Muck didn't do anything to us. He wasn't the problem here. He's not the problem. The problem is we miss another Hydro Pump, and we get Smoke Screen. So now our accuracy is lowered by 1 stage, and now we're also out of Hydro Pumps. So now we can't do even Luck It and hit one big hit and knock him out. We gotta go for Body Slam. We're poisoned. He goes for Self-Destruct and knocks us out. So we take our first loss of the game right here. And really, when it comes to Gyarados, there's nothing you can do to avoid this. The only thing I can think of is maybe grind and get Hyper Beam, so that you can one-shot here. Because you do have a very high attack stat. You might be able to one-shot, but that's the problem right here. And right here, I accidentally went for Body Slam instead of Hydro Pump. No big deal, but we do get the 2-hit knockout on the Muck. And we want to knock out the Coughing so we can't lower our accuracy. Now Hydro Pump on the Weezing gets critical, it knocks it out. So that's how easy that battle can be switched around if you have Hydro Pump. But all the playthroughs I've done before this, I didn't have that. So we move right on to the next battle against Erica, and Erica is going to be really much a clean sweep. So you're probably thinking, why did I do this out of order? Well, I wanted to have Hydro Pump so that I can beat Koga's Gym. It's the best way to beat Koga's Gym. I also don't want to get rid of any of these other moves and put Ice Beam over them. But I don't need Hydro Pump for the end of the game, so that's why I chose to do that. And Ice Beam one-shot everything in her gym, so I'm sorry I didn't comment on that. But we move right on to our rival number 6, the one in Silphco. Thunderbolt will one-shot the Pidgeot. And Gyarados, now here's the problem. I said earlier in this video, a new problem is created by switching the typing. So not only are we WaterDragon, but the opposition's Gyarados is also WaterDragon. Whereas normally in this battle right here, you can just do Thunderbolt, it's a one-shot, you clear them out, and you move on. and you pretty much will one-shot the rest of the things in this battle. However, as you're about to see, is we no longer have that capacity. We do paralyze him, but we're not one-shotting him. And he's doing a lot of damage to us, so now we're down to 58 hit points. It makes this battle a lot more interesting than it has to be. Usually it's a clean sweep, but now it's a lot more of a contested battle is a better way to put it. We get hit by a Razor Leaf, we tank it pretty good. We knock out the Venusaur. So this battle becomes a lot more closer, a lot more interesting than it has to be. So that is one of the things I said is going to be a problem with this playthrough, is not only did we switch our type, but all the Gyarados, or Gyarados, or Gyaradoses, however you pronounce multiple Gyarados, in this game end up being resistant to electric because they're all WaterDragon, not just me. So that's the problem that was created by doing this, which makes knocking out Gyarados isn't easy if you don't have an electric advantage. And right now, there's no real weakness that we have with this Pokemon other than like other dragon moves. But we beat Giovanni number 2. I didn't even talk about Giovanni number 2. Sorry about that. Move right into Sabrina and her whip. And we're going to go for Body Slam on all of his Pokemon. Every Pokemon will be a one-hit or a two-shot. Pretty easy, super easy, barely an inconvenience. And I'm surprised Alakazam actually tanked that right there. So a couple things I want to talk about. The routing I just did in this is not good. So whenever I do the actual real playthrough and we do the water types, I'll actually do a better routing. So the routing there, I really should go for Erica first. And then I should go for Koga when I'm at a higher level. And then I should go get the Fire Gym knocked out because I have water moves. That would have been a huge advantage as well. And right now I'm showing you something I never show. I never showcase going through here because it's just about, mapping. But I've never shown it, and this video was actually going pretty fast because Gyarados doesn't have a lot of talking points when it comes to like problems that it has to overcome. So I thought I'd just showcase all this. Now you can't throw away key items, and that's kind of the problem. I usually am very good about putting these things in the computer, and it's about managing your inventory. So Pokemon is like a game of managing inventory and resources. So, for example, in this game, you can get 12 rare candies. We only get 11 because I don't go to the power plant. There's one in the power plant I don't go get. So you have 11 rare candies. When do you use those 11 rare candies? All right, here's one. It was just another one we just picked up. So that's one thing. Potions, elixirs, things like that. You have to manage these things. As much as I love Pokemon, it is a game of like managing inventory, experience, etc. And that leads us right into our Blaine battle. Blaine will go down to Bubble Beam on the Growlithe, Bubble Beam on the Ponyta, Bubble Beam on the Rapidash, and it doesn't one-shot. That's surprising. However, we do get the two-shot, and now Arcanine comes out. It'll be a two-shot. He can't really do anything to us. We'll resist a little bit. He'll only heal. I don't know why he's going for super potions every turn, but we get the win over Blaine. And I'm going to move right into the last gym of the game, which is Giovanni number 3. 3 Giovanni, their ground gym leader, and he's going to lead out with his Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn will go down to 1 Ice Beam. Very good. And that leads out Dugtrio. Dugtrio will go down to 1 Ice Beam as well. Nidoqueen will go down to 1 Ice Beam as well. Nidoking will go down to 1. It will not. It tanks it, but we still knock it out on the second turn. And then Rhydon will go down to, it resisted a little bit. I don't know. That's weird to me. I should have done Bubble Beam. It's 4 times effective rather than 2 times effective. But we get the win over Giovanni. And that leads us right into our final rival battle before the Elite Four, which is rival number 7. So rival number 7 is going to come out, and again, we have to deal with his Gyarados. It doesn't mean it's going to be super hard, it just means that it's no longer the cakewalk it used to be. So first off, for starters, Ice Beam will not one-shot, but come close to one-shotting the Pidgeot. Very good. Rhyhorn comes out, we'll go for Ice Beam, should be going for Bubble Beam, but it still gets the knockout. We're going to go for Ice Beam on the Gyarados, hoping to get a freeze. So our Noxus below just above half health, so this could go south if we get some Gen 1 misses. Body Slam, do we knock out the Alakazam? We do not knock out the Alakazam, but we get the win. And now Venusaur comes out. Ice Beam on the Venusaur. It'll be a 2-shot. We get a pretty easy victory over our rival and move right into the Elite Four. Heading into Elite Four, we are looking at this, and we are looking at the fact that we are at a pretty good time right now. So right now we're at 38 minutes and 32 seconds. We're set for a pretty decent finish. Not going to beat the best time we've ever done so far, but we're pretty darn close. And I'm pretty sure if I move around some things, I can get close to that. That'll happen here in a long time from now whenever we actually do the water types. But let's go over the stats before we go into the Elite Four. Attack is 177, defense is 129, speed is 131, special is 151, and in the bottom left corner is all the stats modified with a corresponding badge boost, 199, 144 in defense, 147 in speed, and 169 in special. Very nice. And then we're going to look at our moveset. Our moveset as going in is Thunderbolt, Hyper Beam, Mimic, and Ice Beam. So the first member of the Elite Four is Lorelei. Lorelei is the Ice Specialist who has a lot of Water Pokemon. So we're going to face her. We're going to start off by just going for Thunderbolt on the Dugong Gong Gong. It's going to be a 2-shot. Very good. Cloyster will go down to 1. Knockout. Very good. And now we're going to go ahead and... Nope, we're not going to. We're just going to go for Broke. We could have gone for Amnesia there. Hyper Beam will 1-shot the Jinx. And Lapras will go down to 2 Thunderbolts. We get confused. We hit ourselves. This battle can get really confusing and really interesting if we just let our Confuse Ray hit us and hurt us. But it doesn't. And we move right into the next battle, which is against Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. I didn't think I healed. Nope, didn't heal. Ice Beam knocks out the Onix. Very good. Hitmonchan comes out. We're going to go for Hyper Beam. No? Ice Beam. There we go. 1-shot on the Hitmonchan. Hitmonlee comes out. We're going to go for Hyper Beam on the Hitmonlee. We got to recharge for a turn. That's fun. Thunderbolt knocks out the Hitmonlee. Ice Beam knocks out the Onix. And so the last Pokemon we have, which is Machamp, we're going to go for Hyper Beam and knock it out. Very good. We get a pretty easy win over Bruno. Now it comes on to the next pain point for this playthrough, which is Agatha. Agatha, there's really nothing you can do. Okay? Nothing you can do. We do outspeed, which is good. We get Hypnosis. And what we should have done here, I don't know why this wasn't a 1-shot. Oh, it is a 1-shot, I'm sorry. But we need to go for Hypnosis here and go for the knockouts. We only have Ice Beam and Thunderbolt that can actually hit Gengar. We didn't replenish our power points, so that's a problem that we're going to come across with this as well. And Haunter is the one that gets us. Haunter gets us. We wake up. We're going to wake up eventually. We will, I promise. But the damage is already done. We put Arbok to sleep, and now we're going to knock him out with an Ice Beam with a critical hit. But we're just not going to do enough damage. And instead of going for putting Haunter to sleep, we go for the attack, and it knocks us out. So we're going to have a reset here. And so once we load this bad boy back up, this is our second reset of the game. We're going to refight this battle against Agatha. And this is really just an RNG battle. It's going to take us multiple hits for whatever we got to do against her. Instead of mimicking a move, we're just going to go for Ice Beam. We don't even get the knockout. When we're confused, we hit ourselves. This battle's going off the rails pretty quick. So I decided to do Confuse Ray instead, which was not a good decision. I should have just gone for Hypnosis. And we keep fighting this, so I'm just like, you know what? This is not going to go anywhere good for us. And we're going to take another reset. So this is reset number 2 on Agatha, number 3 overall in the game. And so now this brings up Agatha again. So here we're going to try one more time to get the right RNG that we need for this battle to go the right way. So Mimic. We're going to Mimic Hypnosis. Yep. Nope, we're going to Mimic Confuse Ray again. Wow, we're really trying to stick to this strategy, aren't we? Confuse Ray kind of works. Nope. Now we get put to sleep. Dream Eater starts to whittle away at our health. It gets itself with, we do hit him with Confuse Ray. Confuse Ray is not working or doing anything right now. Ice Beam does get the knockout. I'm going to go for Ice Beam on the Golbat, get the 1-hit knockout. So right now we're kind of having things working our way. Ice Beam, it's just, like I said, it's RNG. It's all RNG. If you don't know what RNG means, random number generation. It's totally luck. That's the nice way to put it. It's total luck. Now, he just hit us with the Screech, so now our stats have gone up, so we can do a little bit more damage whenever we hit with things. Ice Beam is still not doing that much damage. My lord, it's not. Confuse Ray does pull through and helps us get a win, but that battle is just atrocious. There's nothing good about that battle. There's no way to make that battle better. Maybe hanging on to Hydro Pump makes that battle a little bit better because it's just a little more boom. It's 150 base power, 120 base power out of the 95. So maybe that's what makes it better. And now we're facing Lance. And Lance has a Gyarados. So look how much damage we lose before we even get to the second Pokemon. Almost half our damage is gone. Half our health. So now we're going to use Agility. It's going to boost our stats. And now we're down to 16 hit points. We're just going to go for Broke now. Dragonair, 1-shot. Dragonair, 1-shot. Ice Beam is super effective. Aerodactyl, 1-shot. And Dragonite, 1-shots. Do pretty good there, but look how much health we lost just getting by the first Pokemon. So Gyarados is what used to be just a cakewalk. Just really easy. Just click one move and he's done. Is no longer just click one move and he's done. It becomes a lot more convoluted. So now we're going to go for Blizzard on the Pidgeot. We don't have any really badge boosting moves. What we might do is Hyper Beam's going to 1-shot the Alakazam. Is Rest. We screwed up our moveset here. We should have done something a little bit different. I'm just wanting him to hit a couple Leers, so he's going to boost our stats. There we go. Our stats are boosted. So now we should be able to hit another Blizzard. Very good. And now we got to save one more Blizzard for the last Pokemon. Hyper Beam on the Gyarados. It's not a 1-shot. He hits us with 2 Dragon Rages. We hit him with another Hyper Beam. Knock him out. Hyper Beam on the Arcanine. It's a 1-shot. And then the final Pokemon is Venusaur. We just lost all of our badge boosts. However, Blizzard is going to be a 2-shot and knock it out. So with that being said, 44 minutes and 50 seconds, not a bad time. We'll probably have a way better time when we do the real playthrough. But we're going to get our final time locked in. We're at level 59, and we get it done in exactly 4 hours of in-game time. So what does this tell us? I'm going to go switch over to the tier list and see. This will be right on the sub 45, like right pat, I think a little bit faster than Cloyster. So it's right there. Does switching this Pokemon's typing make him significantly better? And I can tell you just right now, it does not. I don't think it really solves the problems that he has in Generation 1. Maybe in Generation 2 it would solve a lot of problems, but not in Generation 1. You still have to deal with Koga. It doesn't solve Koga's problem. You still have to deal with Agatha. It doesn't solve Agatha's problem. Do I think it makes it a better Pokemon? Not in Gen 1. Not in Gen 1. It just eliminates the electric type, so the Lieutenant Surge is a little bit easier. However, if we just keep Hydro Pump and we can just hit Hydro Pump will probably one-shot all of his Pokemon because it's such a powerful move. It doesn't really negate that, but then it also creates another problem. The other problem it creates is it gives Gyarados, the opposing Gyarados, the same typing, which means you can no longer just one-shot Gyarados with Thunderbolt. It completely makes the battle a lot more contested than you would like it to be. I don't think this actually changes his typing. I was completely wrong about that. I thought it would add so much more depth to this Pokemon. Maybe, like I said, in Generation 2, where there's a lot more of those things spread out, it might actually do a little bit better, so that might be a future video. After this video, I'm convinced that Game Freak making him water flying rather than WaterDragon, it really didn't make that much of a difference to me. I think that's about how fast Gyarados beats the game. And in fact, I think that's pretty dead on, and the only thing that's going to change is I know a little bit better routing now that I've seen it. So Gyarados will have a little bit of an advantage whenever I'll play through and when I do the water types, but that's like months down the road. But I just want to let you guys see the tier list, see where they're at if you haven't been keeping up. That is the playthrough. I really enjoyed that playthrough. It was really fun. I plan on doing one next week where I'm going to take Butterfree. So I just finished playing the Butterfree playthrough, and I'm done editing it. I just had to do the voiceover and then post it. It'll be coming out this Friday. And I can tell you one thing. If Butterfree has stab psychic moves, it's going to drastically change this Pokemon. I really do feel it's going to drastically change this Pokemon. There's a lot of things that are going on with Butterfree that if it just had the stab typing would catch a lot of ranges, and it would really speed up this Pokemon. That's a video for another time. That's going to come out on Friday. I want to thank you all for stopping in and watching the video today. Have a good one. I'll see you guys on Friday. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This is JD. This is WaterDragon. Have a good one. See you guys on Friday.